Hey, I'm CDiinky. Yes, you did read the title correctly. In today's video, we are going to be going over the brand new updated Thorns build. Previously, the Thorns build was completely broken inside of the game, literally 2 to 3 shotting bosses from the Summon Thorns damage. It was absolutely insane. But today, we are going to be going over the new and updated version of the Thorns build. So obviously, the Summon Thorns build is going to consist of the Red Strategist armor set, which you get from either poisoning or infecting the Red Ant Queen. And now make sure your armor set is also down the sleek path, as this gives you the plus Summon Thorns effect. Considering with the new grounded 1.4.7 update, go ahead and try and max out your armor as much as you can, as we are going to be fighting bosses in woe mode today, as the woe mode bosses deal more damage, which means they're going to be reflecting more damage back. And also, not to mention, we are going to be in New Game Plus 4, as we are going to be using the infused weapons for that plus Summon Thorns effect. You can be in a lower New Game Plus or normal game, but the build will not be as strong as it will be in New Game Plus, considering you get a extra Thorns buff on your dagger, which I would highly recommend having. You can have the Summon Thorns on any weapon you want, but we picked the daggers because they have the fastest attack speed in the game. And the reason why we have faster attack speed is so we can summon in more enemies all at once, because like the slower you hit, the less you're going to summon in. So the faster you hit, the more you're going to summon in. Now you may be thinking, why do we have the Koltana here? Well, it really doesn't matter if we have the Koltana, the Breath Slayer, the Sizzle Tongue, whatever they're called. All we pretty much need is a Katana variant. So I'm pretty sure the Katana variants are going to be Spice Koltana, the Sour Katana, Cold Tana, Breath Slayer, and Tingle Tongue. All of these weapons work, but for this video, I'm going to be doing the Spicy Koltana. We've got our weapons, we have got our armor set. Let's go over the trinket, which is going to make this build work. Straight off the bat, I would highly recommend having a trinket with plus Summon Thorns. So you have 5 pieces of plus Summon Thorns, your entire armor set, your infused weapon, and your trinket. But we also would like to have another trinket with Samurai on top of it. And if you are lucky enough, if you have Samurai and a Summon Thorns on the same trinket, this build is going to be so much easier to use. But to make this build work, we are going to need to use the Samurai Trinket, as this is going to increase our attack speed up to 5 times while using katana weapons. Now, I'd also highly recommend rocking a shield, because you yourself aren't doing damage, your summons are doing damage. So I would recommend the Fire Ant Shield for more corrosion damage, or if you're a bit scared of explosive damage, use the Infected Ant Shield, or if you want, you can use the Ladybird Shield for the block-free attack. It's pretty useless, but like I would recommend using the Fire Ant Shield or the Infected Ant Shield. Alrighty, once we have gotten our armor set and gear prepped, we are going to go over the meals and the buffs for your character. All you need is going to be any healing fodder just to heal yourself up, some bandages, and also most importantly the sticky human food for that plus damage resist, as this is going to increase your damage resist by 10%, so the bosses and creatures in the backyard do 10% less damage to you. You're also going to grab some of the boss summonables, and now the meal, it's not really needed, but you can also rock the Might Loaf for that plus attack stamina, as we are going to be using a lot of stamina to summon in our summons, and our summons are the only way we're going to be dealing damage. So we've got our armor, we've got our weapon, we've got our trinkets, we have got our buffs. Now we're going to go over the final buff, and this is only going to be used if you are not going to play in woe mode, as pets do die in woe mode. But we are going to be rocking the baby black ant pet, because once we have him on our team or equipped, we are going to have plus 50% damage resist, which means we're going to be taking 50% less damage from all attacks. Now, if you are going to be in woe mode, there is a chance your pet can die, so I wouldn't recommend rocking a pet in woe mode. The mutations for this build, we don't really need anything besides the Mom Jeans and the Mysterious Stranger, but if you would like more stamina and to be a bit more tanky, rock Spicy Safety, Cardio Fan, and also Parry Master. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, if you do not have the Samurai and the Summon Thorns effects on a single trinket, you are going to need to be a little bit finicky and use 2 different trinkets at once in a boss fight. So for example, down here I have the Spice Koltana with the Samurai Trinket on my 1 and 2 slot. Once I'm fully buffed up and I have the attack speed buff, I'm going to swap over to my infused dagger and my Summon Thorns trinket, and then just lay into the boss just like that. And then if I lose my Samurai stacks, I'm going to swap back over to my Samurai Trinket and Samurai Weapon and stack back up, and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and show this in action. We are also going to be in woe mode, and we are in a custom game. No other custom game settings have been changed. It is the 1.2 times XP rates, or HP rates I should say. We're going to hit the Mantis 5 times, and once we are fully stacked, we're going to swap over, and as you can see, our attack speed instantly scaled. The samurai effect is carrying over to the dagger, and we are just absolutely demolishing the mantis. Once the mantis does a big hit, there we go, we lost our stacks because of the burn. As you can see, the mantis just took a crazy amount of damage because our attack speed was so high. We summoned in so many summons at once. I'm now going to swap back to my samurai and fully buff up, and once I do, I'm just going to start laying into the mantis. Fingers crossed we get lucky enough and get a mantis summon, or at least a singular summon. I'm getting unlucky with my summons at the moment, but the mantis should die here, and just like that. One ground slam, instantly dead, just like that. And on one mode, our pet ant also did survive. So this build is extremely strong, but it's not guaranteed you're going to kill the boss in a short amount of time. Just as you saw here, it took a little bit, but the mantis is down and we barely did anything. Alrighty, we are here in the Hedge broodmother boss fight. Now for this boss fight, we need to be quite quick before she summons in, because once she has summons on the floor in the arena, it is going to be slightly harder to buff ourselves up, as it is just going, summons are going to hit us over and over and over. And there we go, we just got hit by our own summon infused orb. That is something that does need to be fixed. And once again, our summons can actually damage us, which I did not expect that to be happening. But it doesn't matter what just happened there. I have no idea what just happened. Okay, I'm just as shocked as you are. I'm pretty sure a sour orb got stuck in the floor, bounced a trillion times, and just wiped her out. That was absolutely crazy. I'm going to do this boss fight one more time because, like, I've never seen that happen before, ever. So that has never happened to me before. That is pretty interesting. I also forgot to equip my shield in the Mantis boss fight. So we're just going to stack up the Hedge broodmother 5 times. And once we do, we are going to just switch to our Summon Thorns and Dagger. And just start hitting her as fast as we can, spawning in a bunch of summons. And when she does attack, she should deal a bunch of damage. We have 3 Mants in. This Scream should deal a ton of damage, just like that. And if she attacks any of our summons and our Mants specifically, she should be dead here in just a second. She did jump back. That should have dealt a ton of damage. I have no idea how much damage it actually did. It did almost her entire health bar. And now she does have our summons in the boss fight. That is quite annoying. So we're just going to take them out. We're not going to swap to our samurai just yet because it's slightly risky. Our Mantis is doing more Summon Thorns damage. And the Hedge broodmother is just about to die. We'll just take her out just like that. So well, that was a little bit slower than last time, but it just goes to show that you can like fumble a bunch of times and still be successful when using this build. And we are now here in the final boss fight for today's video, the Infected broodmother. It should be slightly easier than the Hedge broodmother, as it's just going to be a one-on-one boss fight besides the bombs in phase 2 and 3. We are also still in low mode, and we're just going to hit the Infected broodmother. She does not have high defense, which is perfect. She is in the puddle though, which isn't the best. We did block that one attack with our shield, even though we didn't perfect parry it. And now we're just going to start laying into her. We did get an infused soldier ant, which should be great. We just need to be careful. There we go. That one stab or bite should do a ton of damage. Okay, we are going to need to start blocking some attacks, and she's almost dead in her first phase. If we can get lucky enough and get a Mant or something, even though we did lose our stacks, we're still going to start smacking her in the face. Even though we got crit twice from the puddle, that's insane. Okay, we're going to stack up. I'm going to block these attacks. Okay, we do have a Mant in the field, but the Infected broodmother might not get up in time for phase 2. I could be wrong. The Mant might just die before she gets her Scream off, but we're just going to stack on her. Okay, the Mant actually did stun her, which was fantastic. We also got hit by our own Mant, which actually stopped all of our stacks, which isn't the best. And once again, we got hit again. You also need to make sure you do not hit your own summons, because they do Summon Thorns damage back to you, which could like lose all your stacks in an instant. And then we got the Mant again. I hit the Mant like twice. I did a ton of damage to myself, lost all my stacks. And now it is time for phase 3. We have got our stacks up. Fingers crossed we get lucky and get a Mant. We're getting a ton of soldier ants. We did get a Mant. We just need to pray that the Infected broodmother, we've got 2 Mants. Yeah, one side bite. Yeah, the amount of damage we're just dealing with the Mant. Like, dead just like that. A bit of casualty in the second phase, but third phase, completely easy. And that there is going to be the end of today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video, and if you did enjoy today's video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and heck, even a comment down below. I would really appreciate that. And now a massive shout out to my channel members, especially my tier 3 members, Coco, Idiot Plays, Abby the Cute Cat Gamer, and the Stitchman. I appreciate you guys a lot. And by this time this video is being posted, I'm going to be putting up some members only channel videos from a bunch of my past videos that just never made the cut. So if you want to check them out, you can join my membership down below for like the lowest price of a singular dollar or something like that. Go ahead and become a member today. And now if you've made it this far to the end of the video, I'm going to give you a little treat. So come here. We need to whisper now. We don't want the devs to hear us. The samurai effect can actually work with every single weapon in the backyard, not just daggers. If you have the samurai effect and you're stacked up, it can work with the mint mace, the club of the mullet demon, the acid edge, which also works with finale fury, and a bunch of other weapons, especially bows. I don't know if I said that, but for some reason with string bows it increases your attack speed just like the antlion armor set. But hey, you didn't hear that from me. You didn't hear that from me at all. But yeah, that is going to be the end of today's video, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.